What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva, and this was an 8-rounder in the cruiserweight division. And this was actually a very, very fun fight while it lasted. I had it scored 77-74 for Jake Paul. The three judges scored this bout 77-74 for Paul, and that was agreeing with my scorecard. And the other two judges scored this bout 78-73, also in Paul's favor. So I think those scorecards were pretty much right. I mean, maybe 70-73. I mean, maybe it could have been a little bit closer. Maybe it could have been a 2-point fight instead of a 3-point fight or something like that. But nonetheless, this was a very, very fun fight to watch. I mean, it was just entertaining based on the fact it was Jake Paul's toughest fight. And, yeah, he got the job done. But, yeah, I could see this anywhere being from like a 1-point fight, 3-point fight, anywhere from there for Jake Paul. I thought Jake Paul definitely won this fight. And, yeah, just to break it down, round number sorry about that. And just, if I do cough or my voice sounds weird, it's because I'm pretty sick. But nonetheless, round one, Paul was more active. Simply that's why he won the round. Round two, Anderson Silva looked like he was really, really good. Same in round three. Rounds 2 and 3, Silva looked like he was just dominating Jake Paul, just toying with him, going forward, being more aggressive. I thought he easily won the first. I thought he easily won rounds 2 and 3. Then in round 4, Jake Paul just had a simply better work slightly than Silva. Then round 5, Silva had a clear round. It was the same as like rounds 2 and 3. I thought he just landed the much better shots, was much better in the fight in those rounds. But then in round number 6, there wasn't much work from Silva, so even though he sort of came back late in the last 20 seconds, I mean, Jake Paul just did much more work in the middle of that 6th round. Then in round 7, again, Paul had better work. Then in round 8, this really sealed the deal for Jake Paul. He landed he landed a right hand to the body, then a left hand to the body, then went upstairs with a 1-2, and that right hand that landed at the end of the combination sat Anderson Silva down. It was a perfectly placed combination. Silva really didn't see it coming because of the body shots. And, yeah, I mean, it was a 10-8 round for Jake Paul. So, nonetheless, I mean, I was picking Anderson Silva to win this fight, but still, I don't really think Jake Paul gets a lot of credit for getting this win because Anderson Silva is 47 years old. I know that he beat Chavez Jr., but Chavez Jr. is a completely washed up, really just lazy fighter. Even though I was picking Chavez to beat Silva, it's because obviously he was a fighter and Silva was almost 50. But, I mean, still, Jake Paul, I really think that this is the level that he's going to be sort of capped at, facing these sort of UFC fighters that have good striking. That's what I think is going to be his max level, like an MMA fighter with good striking. Because I think in his next fight, like just going what's next for him in the near future, I think they are going to make that Tommy Fury fight. I would really hate for them to make Jake Paul versus another UFC fighter or a former UFC fighter because I think that's just plain stupid. And I think he'll definitely beat most of these UFC guys. But, yeah, I would really like to see Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. That'd be an interesting fight. But as for Anderson Silva, losing here for the second time in his boxing career, I think he's done with combat sports. I mean, I would imagine that he got into boxing for this fight later on in his career to make some money, to make some dough. And really, I really think, yeah, he got into this boxing career later on in his career just for money. I mean, he fought Chavez Jr. I'm sure he got paid pretty well for that one. Fought here against Jake Paul, then fought against Tito Ortiz on a pretty big Triller card. So I think he got paid pretty well in his 3 boxing fights. He also had an exhibition in the mix of there as well, where he won pretty easily. So yeah, Anderson Silva, I think he's done with combat sports. I think this is it for him. But he had a great career nonetheless, especially in MMA. His boxing career, obviously, not that great, but MMA is one of the greatest of all time. So overall, Jake Paul drops Anderson Silva and defeats him by a pretty clear but close and competitive unanimous decision. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.